Hey, welcome back, everybody. Hey, what's going on? It's fucking season finale.
You gotta say the boom.
Boom! Welcome back to the Sloppy Horror Podcast, but not just any old Sloppy Horror Podcast. This ain't just any old granny Sloppy Horror Podcast. This is a season finale, so all bets are off, all right? We might not all make it through. I hope we do. I hope everybody's being safe. Put your seatbelts on and shit if you're just driving around without. Don't be a crazy person, all right? Be safe. But this is a finale, so all bets are off. And we're going to start this a few different ways, all right? A few different ways. First off, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed. It's a big help, and it's completely for free. You're just going to watch, not help us out? That hurts my feelings, all right? Audio listeners, Spotify, Apple Podcast, open up them phones, give us 5 stars because it just feels good to do. Helps us out big time. So, what we really need to do, Mark, is, we need to rein it in. And we're starting off today's episode with 3 bosses, all right? I told you we're giving some major shout-outs, and we have 3 bosses, underbosses on our Patreon. There's different levels. That's the highest level, dog. They're paying $20 a month for Sloppy Horror Podcast.
Fucking shit.
So, first and foremost, we need to give a big shout-out to Journey M. Thank you, Journey. We appreciate all the fucking love. Welcome to the season finale.
Journey's a boss.
She is a boss. Welcome. And we have an all-lady. Yeah, Journey. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did right. I got the identification correct.
Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this name correct.
Just give it a swing.
Valroda?
Valroda?
Mm-hmm. Valrada? Valrada.
How's it spelled?
I think it's Valroda, but it may be ADA. Maybe my phone tried to autocorrect it after I spelled it, but I think it's Valrada. But regardless, she's a boss, and we're sorry if we mispronounced her name, but don't judge us.
Valrada's a boss.
All right, and then obviously coming last but not least, Bella. She is
Bella's
an underboss.
Boss.
So, we want to thank you guys for being a big part of that. And obviously we're giving shout-outs to the people on the Patreon because it means a lot that you guys take your time out to help this show out because it has 0 advertisements, all right? We're not going to bore you selling you shit that doesn't have to do with horror movies. I'm sorry. I just don't want to do that. So we make our money the old-fashioned way. Not to mention, this is the last week that you can buy a Sloppy Horror Road Trip season shirt. I saw quite a few of you guys have grabbed one. Our buddy Alex, he tagged us in a video. The guy, he bought a bunch of shit, and that was one of the shirts. Looked really cool. I was happy to see that. He knew what was up. I don't know if he missed out on the last round, but
he's gonna be looking fresh as fuck with that shit.
He really is. He really is. So once again, we appreciate the love. We really do. But there is one last week on that because when the new season starts, the shirts are gone. All right. So
goodbye.
Oh, we got a lot of these little preliminaries out of the way. I think we can move forward to the next step of what we're talking about. Mark.
Well, first, you got to say your name and shit because I got to put the lower third somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We are. We're just all off kilter here. So my name is Ozark Mark.
No.
Fuck. All right. My name's Christian Ramey.
There it is.
Your scary movie companion. That's Ozark Mark. He's the best producer in the whole entire world. We're here together once again in your ear holes, and it's a finale. I'm excited. I can't even think straight. And not to mention, we have a fun yet brutal movie. And I say brutal, but it's so fun that it takes all the brutality out because I feel like anyone can watch this film, and a lot of people have. We're obviously talking about the 2009 film Zombieland.
Zombieland.
Yeah, oh, I like that. Zombieland.
Kind of like how a black person says ambulance. Ambulance.
Yeah.
It goes up as Zombieland.
Yeah, oh.
It's fun to say.
Oh, yeah.
You're not gonna
Zombieland.
Say Zombieland.
Oh, motherfucking Zombielands. Now, I know this isn't a movie that you've seen for the first time. I know most people, this isn't their first time, but it's horror related, but it feels like a summer movie to me. And it's still the heat waves of summer. I don't know, Mark. I feel like this was such a necessary movie. If we're going to cover Ghostbusters, if we're going to cover, other horror comedies like Return of the Living Dead, Shit, even A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is part horror comedy, if we're going to be honest. There's so many horror movies that make me laugh. So when they just openly and willingly just are like, yep, we're making this funny, but we're also going to kill a shitload of zombies. And they don't like shy away from that at all. It's not like mild. There's some pretty brutal scenes and kills and, I don't know, even some tear-jerking scenes. Some tear-jerking scenes. But I didn't cry. I held up. I did.
Well, good for you.
Mark, for the folks that have not seen Zombieland, we can let them know and give them a synopsis. But I do feel like it is, right to do the fill the shoes, so we should probably do that.
Fill the shoes, walk the path of the wicked. Unleash the fury, let the chaos reign.
Woo! All
Man,
right.
I am jacked up from that headbanger of a fucking theme song we have.
Me too.
Fill it up, baby.
Well, guys, as you know, we're not just going into horror movies or anything spooky related watching a cold. And even though Zombieland doesn't feel that old, it's 2009, bro.
Dude, that's when are you serious?
Yeah, LAB was a top artist.
That's when I fucking graduated high school, dude. It's that old?
Yeah.
I thought it was more recent than that.
Holy
shit.
Doesn't that upset you when things like that happen where you're like, that was 4 years ago? And you're like, no, sir, that was 19 years ago. And you're like...
Dude, I felt like that was, 10 tops, but 19 years ago? Fuck.
No, it's not 19 years, but it hasn't been that long. How long has it been since you graduated? 14?
I don't know. Well, let's do the math. It's 2024, and then you put 10 on that, so that's 2019. You add 5.
Yeah, 15.
So it's 15 years old.
15 years.
I'm very... What's that from?
I don't know. I just said it like
That's
that.
from something. I swear to God, that's from something. But anyway, yeah, that hits you hard in the gut there.
It does. Makes you feel old. Now, I will say, there were things going on. There were things going on in the world. And let me tell you what was going on. So that was that year. You remember when Tom Hanks, when he was Captain Sully, and he took that plane down in the Hudson?
Mm-hmm.
That's when that pilot, Tom Hanks, saved all those people. It was that Flight 1549. He saved them all.
He's an American hero, that guy.
Yeah, he was. This was also the year that President Obama, that's when he got sworn in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he started serving. Avatar later that year. Now, this was December, but it's close to October. This movie came out October 2nd, 2009.
So now I remember that.
Now, Avatar became the highest grossing movie of all time. People freaked out. Summer of that year, Michael Jackson died. He died, so if that gives you a little reference point. Also December, what's wild, the world was not ready yet, but the Jersey Shore premiered in December.
Oh, God, that's when the downfall of society started happening.
I know.
That's what's screwed. I'm blaming the downfall of the stupidity of society, starting with that.
I'm going to kill this fly.
Just let him go.
He's bothering me.
You just let him go. We'll get him later.
I feel like they just find their way to here. I have a very clean house.
It's always one, though.
I know. I have a very clean house. It's like some fucking Amityville horror shit. Every time we record, there's just like, I'm here. You're like, what the hell, dude?
I know.
All right. In the theaters at the time this movie came out, now it did become number 1, but came out the same weekend as Toy Story 3. Also in the movies at that time, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. This was a top movie.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that was doing really well for a few weeks at this point was Inglourious Bastards, Quentin Tarantino.
Damn, that movie's that old too. Fuck.
You know what else? You and I and our friends, we took a little bit of ecstasy and we all went to see this movie. We saw 9. Remember that?
Yeah, we gotta cover that one.
That was a wild movie, dude.
It is a wild movie.
I don't know if I remember a lot from that viewing, but it was it was fun. It was a fun time. It was an interesting movie.
I remember when you guys called me -1.
-1. Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever.
You were like, what the fuck?
It didn't even mean anything. I don't know what it meant. I can respect a good diss name, but I was like,
I think it came from Linus, and then Chad was like, Minus
I
one.
remember Chad was bugged out on that movie too. He's just looking at me.
He got
the
a
whole time.
tattoo from that remember on his like side, like
Did
from
he?
that like one of those creatures in that movie.
Oh, okay.
It was a cool movie, but
fun
I have
experience.
to revisit it.
It's not a memory that I'm gonna tattoo on my body for the rest of my life, but okay.
Were you at the Friday the 13th as well? I feel like you were.
I don't know.
All right. So, The Hangover was also in theaters, and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was around. Mm-hmm. So, number one song at the time that Zombieland came out was I Got a Feeling That Tonight's Gonna Be a Good Night. It was Black Eyed Peas, right?
Yeah.
Number two song, fucking Jay-Z, Rihanna, and Kanye, Run This Town. We gonna run this town tonight. A horrible song.
Yeah.
The other one was Down by Jay Sean and Lil Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Little? It's Lil Wayne. Oh, You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift. We're starting to see T Swift.
Yeah. Downfall of society.
Empire State of Mind. Oh, your jam. Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA.
It's a party in the That's like the moment where I was the most attracted to Miley Cyrus.
For sure.
That's when she was at her hottest. Mm-hmm. Was that?
Yep. And then that's also when we started to see Drake with like Forever. That song was popular at that time.
Yeah,
so
I remember all this crappy music, and
Yep.
this was a horrible time for music.
It was not a great
It
time.
was not good.
It was not great.
Yeah, it can go in the trash can.
So, luckily, the Lyrical Assassins Bureau, they were number one in the underground charts. They were pretty good. We were around. But we didn't listen to many things on the radio at that time in our life. I can say that.
No, never at all. Not at all.
It would be painful.
Oh, God.
So, I feel, shoes are pretty filled up. I feel like people remember that time frame if they was alive.
Sure.
So, let's talk about Zombieland.
Zombieland.
Oh my God, call the ambulance.
Whoa, back ready, Zombieland. Whoa, zombie, Zombieland.
See, I'm like,
Zombieland had a job, damn.
I like that, dude. I always wanted to drive one of them Zambonis. I'm not gonna lie to you. It just seems like a fun job. A, it's satisfying because you're like cleaning the ice, and that just looks cool as shit. And then everybody like is watching. They're like, yeah, because you have to be a certain age of dad to drive one. So everybody's like, all right. I'm just saying, if somebody said, hey, tomorrow, I'll pay you to drive the Zamboni around the Cyclones game, like our little local hockey team. It's really easy. I'll teach you. It's like a lawnmower.
This is random as hell. Where are you getting this? Oh, I got it.
Zamboland.
Okay.
Yeah, it reminded me of Zamboni.
I put the two and two together
Yeah.
there, and we made a whole. I got it.
But I'm just saying, I would take that opportunity.
Now that we made this whole, why don't you fuck it with a synopsis, please? Do you like what I did there?
I'm driving through it with a fucking Zambolance Zamboni.
Yeah, man. Hot dog down the hallway. Give it to me.
So, what we have is a group of characters in this movie. First off, we're starting with our main character, and we really don't know his name. He's played by Jesse Eisenberg, a guy that kind of is like the Kmart Michael Cera, that's how he's using in movies. Anyway, he's kind of got that body build type where he's like small kind of feller, and he's kind of nerdy. Kind of feel for him because he's kind of funny.
Yeah,
he's kind of quirky. He's witty.
A fucking weenie.
Yeah, he's witty too. He says funny little stuff. He's a funny little feller.
Yeah,
well,
he's the type of guy that you would punch.
yeah, well, for sure. But
For
like,
his
if he was
mouth.
your friend, he would be the guy that will be like, if you ordered pizza, he'd be like, look, I know the total's $22, but I sent you $14. That way, I made sure that the tax was on there, and I'm gonna give you cash for the tip. One of them fellas where it's hard to be mad at them because
Right.
they're always right. Now, we have Columbus, and his name is Columbus because that's where he's from, Columbus, Ohio. They don't have great sports there, but this feller's all right. I mean, that's what most people look like from there, being honest. Now, he's out on his own, trying to stay alive after zombies have taken over the whole entire country.
Start talking in a normal voice. I can't take it.
My apologies. Anyways, what's going on is Columbus, he's just venturing this world. It's like a Walking Dead world. It's like a Walking Dead world, so to speak. There's zombies everywhere, and he's keeping low profile, man. He's not making many friends. I mean, it's not that he doesn't want to. He's just kind of very shy. He's like a cat. He won't warm up easy. So he eventually runs into Woody Harrelson on the road, who's kind of a rugged character, and his name is Tallahassee, because that's where he's from. That's where he is from. Tallahassee's a little bit more rugged, but he's kind of funny. They end up teaming up, and then they end up getting robbed by two girls. Like, one's Emma Stone, and another one's a little girl. They call her Little Rock. But Emma Stone is Wichita. That's right. So they end up, like, robbing the fellas for their vehicle and stuff at first, like hitting them for a lick. They just do all kind of shit, but they all end up being friends and teaming up and looking out for one another in the end, like a little family on the road. And it's just fun. They're just killing a lot of zombies, and it's a hilarious movie. And there's really not a whole lot else that needs to be said as far as synopsis.
No, that pretty much sums it up. That's what you're going to get.
Mark?
It's a good job.
Now, I know I'm not asking you your favorite part right here, but I'm asking, do you have like a favorite kill in this movie? Like as far as zombie? Because there's a wide variety.
There's a wide variety.
I wish they had more firearms. Like they had like just mainly shotguns and a few pistols, right? Like
Yeah. But there was some blunt objects killings too. Somebody got a piano dropped on them.
Yeah, there was a lot of like different like objects that they like improvised. That was great. But I'm just saying, as far as like the guns themselves, I wish they would have had a wider variety, because it was like you get a nice spread with a shotgun, but like I mean at the same time, you get yourself a nice.
Why did he not upgrade from the double barrel?
I don't
There's
know.
So many options. That's one of the things that irritated me. It's like, dude, get a different one. That's like the worst shotgun to have in that situation. Let's see.
That's like for a hallway running. Like,
yeah, no.
I mean, it's still, you want that. I'm not saying you don't want that. I'm just saying, like, you would probably want a little bit more distance between than a handgun or a shotgun. Because, I mean, what are you talking, 8 feet? Like,
Favorite kills. I do like probably when they fall off of that tower ride that they're on.
that's a really cool one.
Just the falls, and they show them plop too. It's not subjective. They show them plop, so that's pretty cool. The roller coaster kills were funny. Him rolling around on a roller coaster and just shooting them as he goes by. Those are good. But there's so much kills in it. I mean, it's hard to remember them all.
I really enjoyed the, Zombieland has one of the coolest opening scenes out of any movie when it hits the, For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica.
Yeah.
Dun-dun, dun-dun,
Just all everyday situations.
Just taking people out. I love the firefighter one. There was all kinds of cool ones. So I feel like my favorite might be like within that one. I don't know. I love the zombie stripper running out. Like that was great.
I forgot that was in that.
I loved that. That was so funny to me. Because it would like they killed it. Like even though like it's a funny movie, the zombies aren't trying to be funny all the way. But
no, they're not. There are some good zombies, and this is such a great movie for both sides of the spectrum here. It's a good one for everyday people who don't watch horror movies a lot. This is a fun one for them to enjoy. And then when you have people that watch horror movies all the time, like people that listen to this show, I'm guessing, it's a one that they can enjoy too. It's kind of like a
crossover.
Comic relief movie for them. It's a great crossover. It's a good movie that everybody can really enjoy. So they killed it with that. I love those kinds of movies.
I do too, and you can talk to more people about those. Like it's good luck finding a bunch of people that have seen like Sleepaway Camp 3.
No.
I mean, there's people that have. I'm not denying that, but a lot of people have seen this.
Oh yeah. I was going to get a sandwich, and then my mom sometimes she asks me, she's like, "What movie did you do this week?" When she's sitting there with her gin. It's like Zombieland. She's like, "Oh, I love that one."
I love that.
So everybody can love this movie because this was a big movie when it came out. So it's a mainstream horror movie, but it's one that doesn't suck. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's one I think a lot of horror nerds are gonna like.
And it came out of nowhere. Like it wasn't. No one asked for that movie. Like it wasn't like zombies really took off because this is pre-Walking Dead. This is 2009.
Yeah.
I'm not. Walking Dead was probably being filmed and things. I'm not saying the notion wasn't.
This was like at the start of the zombie craze.
It really was. That was a big thing.
The best way for a horror genre of a character or a villain to gain traction and become popular is obviously put it in a series, and that's what Walking Dead did. You had the Walking Dead zombies, and then zombies were fucking everywhere.
They were, dude.
But this movie it was like the started the spark, I believe, of that craze. At the
It probably did, dude. It did.
Because they were intense zombies. There was blood everywhere.
Great makeup.
Eating zombies, breaking bones. Like, they're actually brutal, but they put it in a comic-like way that's like... Because there were times when they're driving and the zombie's literally eating another zombie, and it's picking up its arms, it's breaking them, and fucking drinking the blood.
Yeah.
That's fucking brutal and intense. But it's a funny movie, so it's just like, it's not that intense. And it's hard to do, you know what I mean? That's hard to do.
It is, because in The Walking Dead, it's creepy.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, shit. It's just because it's a serious toned show. There's, like, humor in it, but it's not a fun, like... there was a perfect character balance in here. I thought that core 4 worked very well. I feel like that's what would happen to me. I would get, like, stuck with, like... just a bunch of girls. Not girls like in that way, like, yeah, I'm with a bunch of chicks. Like, no, probably kid girls, like ones that I'm in no way with relations in, but I'm just like, fuck, now I gotta feed you now. God, all right. Oh my God. Now there's more to the list. Like, I feel like that's what would happen. Like, I would somehow get trapped or be like, dude, how do you have fucking, like... There was a cheer team. They're about to get eaten by the zombies. I had told them to hop in. I've been stuck with them 2 weeks. This is fucking ridiculous. Someone help me. You know, that would be my encounter. Getting robbed by ladies. Like, it wouldn't be like some dudes. Like, you would think it'd be some Walking Dead shit. People coming out, guns ablazing. No. It'd be some chicks that would hold you up. You'd get doughy-eyed, and they'd be like, ha-ha. And you'd be like, fucking...
Well,
damn it.
I mean, your chances of intercourse with an attractive lady severely decrease in a zombie apocalypse. So, ladies, you win in this situation. I mean, you basically fool whoever the fuck you want.
Yeah. I would recommend doing it with weapons.
Yeah.
But they did it. They did it correctly. But it was so funny because I love how, like, the guys just accepted it, too, to some degree, just of, like, damn it. They're in the back seat, aren't they?
It's like, I'm going to shoot both of them.
Please don't shoot me with my own gun. I laughed so hard at that part.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson is the perfect character for that.
Yeah,
He's the perfect character for that movie. I love Woody Harrelson, and the fact, such a touch to his character is that he just hunts for Twinkies.
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious. That's so weird. Like, imagine in the pitch room, all right, this character Tallahassee's badass, kills all the zombies, but he wants to find Twinkies. You'd be like, what?
And it's
like,
not
that doesn't
even,
make sense.
And it's not even like a, hey man, I'm looking for this bottle of bourbon. You're like, okay, he's looking for like a really nice thing that will fuck him up. Hey, I'm looking for this weed or something, or these drugs, or all these cigarettes or something. You're like, okay, I understand what you're looking for, but like just a simple like. It's not really going to do anything for you.
A simple pastry.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything for you. It's not like life-saving, like, at all.
They find a Hostess truck and it's all snowballs.
I love snowballs. I can't stand cooking. Not the flavor, just the texture. So many people say that. Like, that's such a thing that people say. But I love his mindset because there's a thing that Tallahassee has, like... Well, let me just the juxtaposition here. Like, Columbus is a person who he's kind of like Randy from from Scream. He has a list of rules that you follow, and some of these rules that he implements are very smart. They're smart rules. I mean, you think of them, you're like, yeah, that makes total sense, and that's why you are alive, sir. Tallahassee's a little bit more of a rebel, but he has kind of hey man, like if I can't enjoy something by getting like a Twinkie, what the fuck's the point of it? What the hell's the point of it? He's like, let's just go in the store and break a bunch of stuff because it feels good. Like, if I can't do that, then what are we doing? And you're like, all right, man, I get that. Like, I have that instinct without zombies. Like, when you walk into like a mall, there aren't any malls or anything now, but like, you remember like a Macy's and they'd have like those nice counters with everything just so pristine, and you're just like, I just want to fucking, you wouldn't. But you just want to go bull moose in a china shop, just fucking breaking shit.
Dude, I'd be breaking shit like crazy if I was in this situation.
If we could do like a Jackass skit where you just like were wrestling and you could just throw me into everything, just like, oh my god, that'd be great. Like we like suplex you into like a fucking thing of rings that's been somebody took an hour to stack up, sure, probably. Like just, or you just want to move one
just
of them.
knock out the displays in supermarkets.
That just spoke to a part of me. You would never do that because that's extremely dick. But like in the circumstances, you know that would make you feel better. You know damn well it would. Like when he was like, they found a minivan, and Columbus is like, "Oh, this is a good van. This is a nice van." And Tallahassee's like, "Ah, yeah, that's a nice van." He just fucking like breaks the window. Like it's like I like that kind of, you know. Fucking
They find the Hummer and it's full of guns. He's like, thank God for rednecks.
Bro, there were hands on the wheel. That was so funny to me. Like moved the hand and the wheel turned. Like oh, that shit was funny to me. That is a very funny part to me. But he's always putting Dale Earnhardt 3s on his vehicles. I like that too. That made it a fun touch too. You're like, oh hell yeah, this guy knows his shit. He's having fun. He's out here racing, destroying stores. The girls were cool, but they were girls too. You know, they were cool girls, but they were, you know, little schemers. Like once they settled down and stopped scheming, they were cool. You know, they were cool. Kids, it's hard because you're like, you're gonna protect kids generally if they're in like direct danger. Like you're not gonna like, oh, I'm gonna drive back fucking 2 hours to make sure she's got a bottle of water. You're not gonna do that, but like, they're like, hey, they're about to get ripped to shreds if we don't go in there. You're like, fuck. Like a kid is different. An adult, you're like, I don't know. Like I would help you still, but like I'm a little bit. What kind of adults are in there? Are they assholes? Are they like nice people? Are they, you know? But kids, you don't have no choice. Look, dude, there's a bunch of kids and puppies in there. There's 30 zombies at the door. Ah, shit.
Why do I have to be here right now?
Yeah, should have stayed home today.
Should have kept driving.
I know, bro. That's what I'm talking about, dude. I feel like that's the kind of situation I would end up getting stuck in. It's Johnny from The Outsiders. You're just like, damn it, is that church on fire with kids in it? Fuck. Is there anyone here that is more physically able than us? Fuck, no. God damn it. Get out of the way. You're like angry. You're a hero. No, don't put this on me. That's Joe Dirt. So,
Joe Dirt.
I do like the idea of the different cities for the names. I thought that was a creative touch for the movie too. I mean, I think that, you know, obviously end up giving each other their names and shit, but I like that. It's fun.
It's easier to remember nicknames than an actual person's real name to me.
Yeah, but what if you had two people from the same city?
I don't know, you'd call them a different nickname. You don't have to nickname their city. I'm just saying, just like in general in life, like I remember people's nicknames more than I remember their real names. If you give me a nickname the first time I meet you, I'm probably gonna remember that.
Sup, I'm Krusty.
Yeah, gonna remember that. If you tell me your name is Chris, I'm gonna fucking forget it.
Yeah.
But that's Krusty over there.
That's my boy Krusty. We and him go way back.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Raisin Bran.
Yeah.
Took me forever to realize his real name was Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, it's Raisin Bran. You know, that's just more of a
I
fun name.
got a buddy, Skip. I'll call him Skip. Everybody calls him Skip. Remember that instantly. You know how I found out his real name?
How?
I never knew his real name for like years, but then we went skateboarding one time and a cop came and stopped us. So, and then he gets out the car and he's talking to Skip. And then he's smoking like in front of him, like, you know, just a cigarette. He's like, don't smoke in front of a cop. Oh, sorry. He's like, what's your name? He's like, Chris. It's like, that's your real name?
No shit.
No fucking shit.
Nicknames do work a lot better. And it worked well for this movie. And they're not even like short, like Tallahassee, like in Columbus. Like that's not, I don't know why that works so well, but it did. I know they made a sequel to this. I feel like I've seen pieces of the sequel, but I don't know.
I don't remember the sequel. I'm sure I've seen it though.
Yeah. I'm like right there with you. I remember when it came out, and I feel like I did. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look back into that because I also heard that it wasn't as good as the first one, which that's hard to mimic. That's hard to It's hard to do.
Yeah. Well, you got to come up with a whole new story with it, too. I mean, that was the story of a basis, and it wasn't a bad story. They pretty much did everything, so you got to top what you just did. Hard to do, unless you have a continuing story. And this one didn't really have too much of a story, as it was just a comedy, quick 1-2 punch in there.
And zombies, like, it's so funny, like, how many different routes you can go with people, like, in survival. Like, there's just so many. You can pick a state. You could just be like, we're in New York, or like, we're in Texas, we're in California. We're like, there's just so many options where you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I have a whole different zombie alligators, crocodiles.
Bang. Well, I'm interested to learn more things about this movie, so let's call the guys in here, please.
All right.
Welcome to the What Do You Know here. This is the segment here where we're here to tell you something that you may or may not know about this movie. Now, you may know something we know. If you don't know what we know, you better find out what we know. If you know what we know, you're gonna have what we know, Jason. But if you don't know what we know, you better find out what we know, and then you're gonna have what we know, Jason.
Sound like a 30s, like, gangster cartoon boss.
Yeah, that was a little flavor for your ass there. That's right. We're going to find out more things about this movie, Zombieland, right here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast, right back up in your ass. So why don't you tell me something that you may or may not know about this movie?
I did see the Zombieland. It was gory in there. There was blood and guts, all kind of stuff, right?
Blood and guts, like uppercuts.
What if I told you
Cold cuts.
there was zero blood in this whole movie?
What are you talking about?
There was not one drop of single blood in this whole movie used. It was only CGI blood. That's what the whole movie used.
Really?
Yes. No blood.
Wow. They're putting the blood guys out of business. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's not fair.
That's hard to believe. But now that I come back and think about the movie, yeah, I can see that.
I can see that too.
So
No.
that wasn't too bad though. That was some good CGI blood. Flat, it had me fooled.
It had me fooled too. So I thought, for a zombie movie, not having no actual blood in there, or not actual blood, but fake blood, that's interesting.
That's like a fucking guarantee.
Yeah.
Wow,
Now,
very innovative.
that's a good fact for Zombieland, but I feel maybe you have one that's good as well. I don't know.
Sure,
That's
this
what we
one
do.
goes back to the cast part of the movie. So there's a character called Tallahassee. You know
Oh,
him.
yeah.
You know who plays that? Woody Harrelson.
Woody's Harrelson.
Yeah. Woody's Harrelson. So Woody's Harrelson, it's no stranger if you follow the man whatsoever that the man likes weed. In
Smoking
real
marijuana.
life, he likes fucking weed. Just look at him. The man, he looks like a pothead just looking at him. So it's not hard to figure out that this man likes weed.
Smoking some
So
pot.
in 2008 or 9, whenever they were filming this fucking thing, they were filming this in Georgia. Now, this is also where a bunch of The Walking Dead was filmed. It looks familiar with the highway scenes and the stuff. So you kind of put
Georgia.
it down in Georgia. That's where, Family Feud is made. That area. Now, Woody Harrelson got busted by the cops for weed because it was illegal at the time. So he got arrested.
While making this movie.
Yeah, while making this movie, and they delayed filming for 1 day because the man had the ganja.
What's some bullshit?
I know.
That's some bullshit.
Think of it now. It just became fucking legal recreationally here a couple days ago here in Ohio.
I know.
It's becoming weed everywhere,
Marijuana.
which is fine because,
Yeah.
fucking kids these days, they had no idea what it was like going to a McDonald's drive-thru and then sitting in the fucking parking lot and waiting for your weed guy to get there. He said he'd be there at 8. It's fucking 9:20. He still ain't there.
And you still waiting.
Nobody knows that fucking struggle.
No, we were the freedom fighters.
Goddamn kids.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? But anyway, that's my fact there.
That's
So,
good facts. I like it.
I think it was pretty good.
I mean, we found out there's no blood in this whole damn movie that was real.
Right.
And then, Woody's Harrelson, he gets pulled over with the old, doobie. They caught him with the old hooter in the ashtray. And they said, no, sir, you're going to jail, mister.
That's what happened.
Say no. I say yes. But, you do
Dad,
what you do.
obviously, Dad did not work for that man. No, it didn't work for anybody, really. But, that's what it is. So there it is. There you go. And we're going to get out of here now, so goodbye.
You know what I can't stand, dude?
No, but I believe in you're going to tell me.
Yeah, dude. White people. No, I'm just kidding. That's not it.
I can't stand white people either. I can't stand people in general.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
I was like, just hack off the first, just people. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're shitty.
Nobody's excluded here. I'm an equal opportunity hater. Mm-hmm. You know.
No, trust me. Yeah, you think you're not included? You're probably included.
Oh yeah, everybody's included.
Mm-hmm. I look in the mirror. You're included.
I hate old shades of wheat.
Oh yeah. We're not nice to ourselves either. That's not how it works. Now, no. What I was going to say is, even though we did mention that Zombieland kicked off kind of a craze, and you know we won't get into the semantics of technicals, but this movie was technically written in like 2005, right? And it was almost like a TV pilot they were gonna do at first. And even I heard like John Carpenter might have fucking been rumored to work with it, but they made it a movie, and it came out. But they said that the inspirations were Shaun of the Dead, which was a great horror comedy that we'll have to cover. But then the game Left 4 Dead, you remember that? Mm-hmm. That was a fun game. But what drives me crazy is sometimes there becomes one that like takes it, and I feel like for example, people be like, oh, this was the first person to do it, and you're like, oh, if you go back technically, because like I think in my mind it would have went to Walking Dead, and like Walking Dead kind of takes the cake, and sometimes people will take the cake, and you're like, other things led to that, making that they weren't the first, and even though they weren't a comedy, Shaun of the Dead I think was 2004. You know, that was, I mean, if you think about it, there was some cool shit. Did you remember that game at the mall?
I think it was Left 4 Dead.
No, that.
No. Fuck, what was that game called? I know what you're talking about.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That one was so much fun, dude. You can like customize your weapons, and you were in a mall, so it was, I don't know, just made it a lot of fun. But I don't know, man, like in the moment, sometimes I'll feel like, because there's different subgenres that take over certain decades. I would say last 10 years was more of the elevated decade. Before that, we were in that zombie craze, early 2010s. I mean, there's no doubt about it. When you're in it, and people were, all these zombies, you know. Oh, zombies, I'm not even into all that zombies. But then you go back and you're like, damn, there was a shitload of good zombie pictures that came out in a short amount of time. Like, if you go back and look from the TV shows to the movies, you're like, wow. So, like, even though it might not have been my favorite, like, I'm not saying I hated it. I'm just not, like, uber zombie guy at that time. But then you look back, you're like, that was a cool little wave we had. I like that a little bit more than the elevated wave.
Yeah, for sure.
But I know the elevated wave will come and go too. And maybe when it does go, maybe I'll look back and be like, well, fuck, you know, there were some good movies in that one I like too.
Yeah, I think that stuff, just with any craze, you just got to give it time. Mm-hmm. You just got to give them time.
See what sinks, see what floats, see what holds water, you know, like.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because some things you really enjoy when they come out, and then you watch them 10 years later, and you're like, don't hate it, but it's not the same of what I felt.
Right.
It's aging.
That's the thing with everything, not just movies.
Yeah. Sometimes I was saying sometimes though you might have the opposite too, where you're like, I don't know if I want to fuck with that, or you skip out on a movie or something, and you catch it on TV or whatever, and you're like, why have I denied myself? This is a great movie.
Right. Well, that's a real life example of that is fucking fantasy football. Now, I know you guys aren't sports fans or anything like that, but I was against fantasy football forever. Mm-hmm. Played it once, now I'm addicted to the shit. Like, it's fun. Like, why have I not been doing it? Because it's not only just fun, but it gives you more reason to watch football games than just watching them. So it makes it a little bit more entertaining. But anyway, that's just a little example from there. What was your favorite part of Zombieland, though?
My favorite part of Zombieland is there's a part at the end where the girls, they go out to that amusement park. They want to ride them rides. You know, my girls like rides too. I get it. But it's risky because there's zombies out there. So they leave because she's starting to fall in love for Columbus. And she gets all weirded out. She takes her sister or whatever out to the fucking amusement park. And guess what? They need to be saved, right? So Columbus goes to leave. and Woody Harrelson or Tallahassee pretty much is like, I'm leaving. Like I'm pretty much, this is our goodbye, kid. And he was like, are you serious? Are you serious you're gonna leave? And he was like, that'll do, pig. He's like, that's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And he said, it's not even yours. You took it from a movie. And he said, you know those girls were in somebody's wallet once? And he's like on this motorcycle trying to look tough, and then he just pulls off and just crashes his motorcycle into the fucking bushes. And Tallahassee's just like, get in, Evel Knievel. Like, that whole sequence to me was funny as shit.
Because that's supposed to be an intense, like, emotional moment, and they just fucking made it funny.
He
you know
rides
what I mean?
off
Like,
into the bushes, like, not well. And I feel like he actually did that. Like, it looked like he just ate that.
oh, no. That was a good one.
Yeah, that really cracked me up. Did you have a part that screams to you as your favorite?
Well, it's hard to pick because there's such good movies there, but probably just the whole sequence of them with Bill Murray. Because, you know, they go to Los Angeles. They start heading to Los Angeles because that's where the theme park was. And they're like, what the fuck are we doing? We're going to stay somewhere. Why don't we fucking do it in style? All right? So they're starting to look at celebrities like Tom Cruise's house or something. But Tallahassee's like, no, we're going to the tippy top, my friends. They go to Bill Murray's house. So they start, you know, invading it or whatever, thinking that he's dead. But no, Bill Murray's alive, and he comes out dressed as a zombie.
Yes.
And scares them. He's like, oh, I like to blend in, you know. Zombies don't mess with other zombies. And he's just normal Bill Murray. So they start just losing his shit, having fun with Bill Murray.
Smoking weed,
Yeah.
reenacting Ghostbusters, which I thought was a fun horror comedy nod. You know, you're like, cool, man, we're going to include that too. And I did think Emma Stone did a great job. I will give her credit for portraying the fucking receptionist. Ghostbusters, what do you want? Oh, he's terrible. Get him. You know, I was like, that was very on key. That was good.
Yeah, that's just a whole feel-good movie, feel-good moment scenario in their fucking party. Because who doesn't want to fucking go into Bill Murray's house and party with him?
I know.
Who doesn't want to do
shoots
that?
him.
Yeah, Columbus does shoot him because they try and scare him, but he's a little bitch and he shoots him right in the chest.
But Columbus is that guy though. Like
He's
if
like-
you. Like, he's kind of like Glenn from The Walking Dead, though, where you're like, I feel like, Glenn was cooler, but it's like, you feel like this dude's going to carry out his mission because he's so quirky and smart where he's not going to get caught up in pride.
Yeah, but then after they shoot Bill Murray, his death scene was hilarious, too. And she's like, do you have any regrets? He's like, maybe Garfield.
Garfield, maybe. And everybody's like,
And then he dies, and then Wichita Emma Stone's just laughing while
Yes.
he died. And it's like, I'm sorry, he just makes me laugh. I'm sorry.
He just gets me. And like, no, it's understood. It's understood. And then, like, them trying to get rid of his body was hilarious. They just dropped him down. They have, like, a little fucking gun salute for him.
When Tallahassee's like geeking out, like telling him, "I love your movies ever since I was a fan of you ever since I could masturbate." You know, not that they're intertwined or anything.
That had to be funny on set with the both of those two guys because you know they're both hilarious. And you're like, man, that'd be hard for me to work a comedy movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think I could do it.
I feel like I could like really do like a drama, an action, any kind of scary, like because that's not real to me, and I'm not gonna laugh. But if you're just over there just crushing it, just I can't. I'm not gonna be able to hold it together. I'm gonna try my best for the scene. But dude, that's an art. That's a talent not to be able to break. Because like if you're crushing it and like you're just improvising, like we've worked on a scene that we're gonna do, but you just come out with a different line, I'm dying. I'm not gonna be well.
Like some Eastbound and Down shit or fucking.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I couldn't handle it.
Down in my plums. Like I'm out. I'm out. Like hearing it a few times, it's not as funny. But the first time, nope. Especially if somebody said, "Don't laugh." You're like, "Don't tell me that, dude."
I know. Now I'm gonna laugh.
Why would you say that to me? I find many things funny that I probably shouldn't. But even for people who could be viewed as kind of cynical, you know, we have like oh, what the fuck towards everything, but we laugh a lot. There's a lot of things simply that we find humor in. Like, there's just things that are funny. They're just people you meet, like not even making fun of them, but just things make me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
And that would just be a hard thing for me to. I got in trouble for that in school, any kind of situation. I'm not good at that.
And
So,
I also just meet people in the future that they remind me of a person from a past, and now I can't look at them the same. And so no matter what they do, I'm gonna laugh at it. So that's probably why I don't have a lot of friends, because I just laugh at people for no reason, and they don't get it because they think I'm making fun of them. It's like, no, it's like you just don't understand. Like the buttons you're pushing with what you're saying is just fucking hilarious.
Your
to me.
presence makes me laugh.
Yes. Like, just your presence. Like, it's not you in general. If, like, I didn't meet somebody before you that reminded me of you, you ain't gonna be funny. You know what I mean? But
it's hard for me, dude. That's just a hard quality. So I very much respect comedies, especially scenes where guys, like, because I feel like if you were on a roll being funny, making people laugh, you could be in it. But being the other person, like just being serious in the scene, that would be so, it's really a skill that I think is unmeasured. People don't even think about that in comedy movies or TV shows or whatever. It's like, to be able to be the other person, like, that's harder, almost. Mm-hmm. It's almost easier to make people laugh. Like,
it is, because you can, you're not laughing at yourself while you're doing it, but good God.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot, couldn't do it. Well, we have to travel to another world, to another realm, and figure out what this ranks on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating system.
Sloppy horror rating, baby, yeah!
Hello, friends. Welcome to the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. This is a horror movie rating system developed by your very scary movie companion, Christian Ramey.
Hey.
And he's made a great horror system. Oh, that probably drove a bunch of people nuts. Yes, this is the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating system. And
that's what these kids listen to now.
Yeah, we SMR shit. I hate that shit. I don't get it. It's cool. It's not for me. Don't get me sidetracked here. I'm trying to do the little intro here to the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating system. So, this is a special occasion because we're doing a comedy-like movie. And to pay it homage, to make sure it is accurate on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating system, we have to switch out the fear category, change it to a 1.5, and add laughs in there up to a 1.5.
Ha ha hee hee.
So we're going to do this in a series of 5 categories. 2 of the categories are worth 3 points. 2 of the categories are worth 1.5 points. And the final category is worth 1 point for half a point each, for a total of
10 points all together.
That's correct. I'm surprised I did that well on the first try, because that usually fucks me up. But I've been doing this for a while, so we're pretty good at it. So let's get into the first category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating system, and that is casting.
3. It's not even a question. You can't have Bill Murray, Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone, even Jesse Eisenberg, and all these other fucking people that are in this movie. They're all recognizable. They're all cool. They crushed it. They were all hilarious.
Tell you what, I'll give them a 2.5 for all that, and I'll give the zombies a 0.5 point, because they did pretty good. Let's not forget about the zombies. They're just extras. They're just extras. They probably got no name, but boy, they killed the role.
If you were an actor on Zombieland who was a zombie, we remember you.
You did a good job there. So that's 3 out of 10 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast ratings. Get into the second category here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is kills.
I feel like it's a 1.5. I feel like there's just so many, and there's just such a wide variety. But I feel even like there are. I feel like the Bill Murray death is the legendary death, but it's not a death like a brutal death. You know what I mean? Because I do think of Bill Murray's death every time I think of that movie. Mm-hmm. Like, I know it sounds weird, but like I don't know if we can rate it like that because it's a horror comedy, but I really feel like it's flawless in that. There's so much gore. There's so, like you said, people are like breaking bones, drinking blood. I don't know. You feel free to intervene.
It might be up to a 2.
Well, I'm sorry. This isn't the half and half category.
No, this is a 3-point category.
Yeah. I'm sorry. So yeah, I might go 3. Is the point I'm making? This might be a full max out. You want to go 2.5?
I want to go 2.
2?
I want to go 2. There's a lot of kills, but they're all zombie kills. It's a lot of gunshots.
Okay.
It's a lot of gunshot kills. A couple
video game-esque.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's not like the movie isn't centered around the kills. The kills are just in there all the time. It's just redundant. It's part of it. It's not like the focus of any scene. None of the kills are any of the focus besides the Bill Murray.
Watered down a little.
Yeah, so they're watered down after a while. It's like you expect them. But there's a lot of them. There's good varieties. The clown death is pretty good too, but it's just you hit them with a big sledgehammer, like that's it, So
Okay.
you're not getting. I don't. It was hard for me to remember half of the kills in it because there's so many of them, and they're kind of basic. Not to discourage them for not being done well, but they're just not remembrance.
The one
like,
that lives the longest is Bill Murray.
Yeah, and
But
that was
he's a
just a
person.
basic gunshot because
Yeah.
they just killed Bill Murray. What the fuck's wrong with you?
What have you done?
But I'll give it a 2. I think that's a solid. I think that's very fair to it.
I like that. I like that.
I'm getting good at this shit. So that's 5 out of 10 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get to the third 1.5 point category here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is fear.
So fear. So let me think here. There's no moments that will really scare a kid. I don't think. So I'm thinking half a point for fear.
If you're scared of zombies, maybe.
Yeah. Like
That's a
just like
very
the
slim thing.
imagery, like if you're like freaked out, like
Sure.
it has to like can't be a 0. Like I have to give it something, right?
It can be a 0 if you want it to be.
No, we'll go 0. We'll go 0 because I don't feel like this implements any fear to anybody. I feel like even kids would like these zombies.
Yeah.
Those little kid zombies were hilarious. The
There's
little
there's
cheerleader
no
girls,
way-
or
I don't
like the little
think-
soccer player girls.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be scared of this. I'm sorry. Unless it's like a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old that sees a zombie come out there. But I'm not counting them because they shouldn't be fucking watching it anyway. So, 0 for fear. Because it's not. 0 for fear. So that's still 5 out of 10 here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the next category here for 1.5 points here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. And that is laughs.
The old knee slapper category. Mm-hmm. Thanks, 1.5.
Yeah.
Knee slapper. It's very funny.
If we usually break it down to laughs, it usually gets an automatic 1.5 because we have to pay homage to it. But it's a funny movie.
The whole movie is funny.
Yeah.
And it's still funny. I've seen it many times, and I still laugh every time I watch it. So,
Yeah.
truthfully, it's not like an occult classic way. Like it's still funny as shit.
That's
so
what I'm saying. That's why the kills are just up to a 2 because you don't think of this movie and think of the kills. You think of the quotes and
humor.
the funniness and the humor of it. Mm-hmm. Like when he finally finds Twinkies and Columbus shoots them. You know what I mean? Like we could go on forever with the funny moments in that. So that is 6.5 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the final 1 point category for half a point each here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is rewatchability.
I'd say hell yes. I would definitely give it my half a point there. Rewatchable for me. Think it's rewatchable for everybody. It's a feel-good movie. Feel like this is a binge watch movie. One of those movies people can watch over and over again.
Yep, it's a fun time category movie. Fun time category movies are always rewatchable. Those are probably the most rewatchable movies there are the fun time movies.
So, that is a total of 7.5 here for Zombieland on the Sloppy Horror Podcast. Right back up in your ass. Right up in your ass.
There you go. Boom.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, why are you staring at me like that? Is that your thinking face?
No,
Okay.
it's not my thinking face. Folks, that's been a great season. We are at the end of the destination for the road,
We have completed the road trip. Boy, are my legs crampy.
but we can no longer take a vehicle
Why?
because we're on a road. And where we're going,
Oh, that's right.
where we're going, we need a road.
That is fucking phenomenal. That's correct. The sloppy road to Halloween is about to be here. This is the fucking starting point to the best time of the year. It's fall. It's Halloween. It's nice weather.
Football.
It's leaves falling. And, of course, football is coming back. And it's already starting with the preseason, which is kind of like a tease. But it doesn't matter. This is the best time of the fucking year. Fall's my favorite season.
Yeah, fall's a lot of fun.
Fall's probably a lot of your favorite seasons too. Hoodies are back.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have to wear shorts anymore because I don't look good in shorts. I hate blind shorts. I can't find the right waist size for shorts. I hate shorts. Unless they're basketball shorts, but you can't wear those all the time because you have no pockets. You got your bulge hanging out, so you can't wear those.
Yeah.
you know, this is fun. I'm excited.
No,
And
yeah, we've got some big movies that we're going to be talking about in this upcoming season. Obviously, we're going to take 1 week break. We're going to take a week break, but we will be back, and jam an episode right up your ass. That's what we're going to do. All right, and a whole season, 10 episodes of movies that are going to get you prepared for Halloween. We're hitting some big franchises. We're teasing some remakes, baby. We're doing all kinds of stuff, so you guys need to be excited. Now, as promised, we had to shout out the bosses at the beginning of the episode because that was important.
bosses.
But there's a lot of paying members on the Patreon that I want to give a shout out at the end of the season that I said we'd mention. Noel, Hannah, Devin H., Nick Fink, Caitlin, Sean, Ashley E., Stephen Clark, Danielle M., Aaron N., Carrie, Ethan Harvey, Tiffany, April, Sarah R., Ian H., Jen H., Amy, like all you guys.
There's a lot of H's in there.
Yeah.
I want people to start making funny names when you join, too.
Yeah. The Hamburglar.
It's not weird like that.
Y'all
are superstars, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
Fucking superstars.
We appreciate you guys more than you guys know. And if you guys want to be a part of the shout-outs, obviously, for the next season, make sure that you guys sign up for Patreon. That comes with all kinds of bonus episodes.
There's like 46 episodes or something on there.
There's more so, and I've got crazy stuff. I'm talking big interviews with people from horror movies. I got some stuff in the works that we should be pretty excited for. So you guys keep your ear to the track. Got a brand new episode coming out for you soon on Patreon. Not to mention, don't forget those T-shirts. They're only going to be on sale for, why this before the moment the new season starts, these shirts are gone. So you got like a week, all right? If you're hearing this episode, you got a week. So once again, we can't do this without you guys. We appreciate all the love, all that little stuff you guys do to help keep the lights on around here. Make sure that you're subscribed, giving 5 stars, all of our socials. It means more than you guys know. And then the word of mouth, letting people know, we're about to come in a spooky season. So if you got somebody asking for horror movie recommendations, if you happen to be the scary movie person in your world, when people are like, oh, I think of scary movies, so I call you. Well, if they ask for a list, send them our show. We're talking new movies every fucking week, Helps us out more than you know.
If you can't figure out a horror movie to watch, just look at our catalog.
Yeah.
There's 148 movies on there right now.
Yeah.
There's some you're going to forget about. You might be able to look through it, be like, oh, shit, I haven't seen that one forever.
Yep, and I'm trying to update the YouTube to make it better week after week, and I'm curating playlists as far as if you want to go into the Friday the 13th, or if you want to go into the Halloweens, because we've covered them out of separate seasons, if that makes sense. So I'm able to make playlists for them and include them all in one. So trying to make it a lot easier for you guys, and I hope that it's been looking better. Because that's one thing that we will always promise to do is just get better and better and better and deliver to you guys. Because you guys deliver to us, seriously. I know it sounds fucking corny, but you guys, week after week, we appreciate you for letting us into your ear holes, be it your car, your headphones, workplace, whatever. I don't know if you're cooking dinner. I don't know what you're doing while you do your sloppy horror stuff, but we thank you. So it's our season. Help us, help you. We're going to get there. We're going to the fucking moon. We're going to tell everybody about the Sloppy Horror Podcast. All right? We're going to be screaming it like the town crier.
I'm so fucking motivated right now.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You just powered that. That was good. That was great. Mm-hmm. That was awesome. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else to talk about here, so we're kind of, I don't know what to do with my hands right now, so...
Yeah, well, you guys make sure that you wash your hands frequently, brush your teeth, floss them. Vitamins help from time to time. Get a little sunlight on your skin. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. You don't drink enough water.
For God's sakes, wipe your ass, too.
Yeah.
Don't forget to do that. Don't be one of those fucking vile people.
Clean your butthole in the shower.
I don't know. Just make sure there's nothing left when you find a wipe here.
Yeah. Clean
Don't
up.
or else you're going to have an itchy butthole everywhere, and you're going to be stinking up the place.
And don't have dirty fingernails. People are going to judge you.
I know. I just clipped them, though.
Yeah.
But I can't go through. I hate when shit that happens. Mm-hmm. Dirty fingernails.
That can occupy a whole half hour if you're in your truck. You just got a knife. You're like, motherfucker.
I use that, dude. You gotta use a paper clip. A paper clip.
Oh, those are great.
Paper clip is to get it right under there. Mm-hmm. You feel satisfied when you get a good chunk out. You're like,
I stick needles. I jam them all the way down to the base.
Fucking psychopath. That's horrible.
Yeah, don't do that, guys.
Don't do
but
that
clean
at
your
all.
nails, clean your ass, clean your teeth.
Yeah.
These things matter in life.
And then watch some fucking horror movies and come back next week.
Or
So
the
there you
following.
go. All right. Goodbye.
See ya.